Welcome back to the channel, True Gamer, as always for you. Now we know that the PlayStation VR2 is about a month away before its release. I am super stoked to get my hands on the 4K gaming headset and can't wait to experience those games in virtual reality. Now, just like myself, many of you are probably going to want to record the gameplay in the best quality that you possibly can. So this video is going to show you how to do that today. Now, just a forewarning and a disclaimer here, recording on the PlayStation 5 can be a little expensive and a little bit of a pain in the butt. There's quite a few settings that you need to change to make sure that you're getting the party chat, the game audio, and everything else in between correct. So, I'm going to break this video down into 3 sections, which is going to be the easy way, the hard way, or the advanced way, and the expert way, which I also kind of like to call the professional way, which is what a lot of the YouTubers you see out there are probably doing and how I will be doing it myself. So, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, and get ready to follow some directions. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is change a few settings in the PlayStation 5 itself. The first setting is going to be the HDCP setting, which, if you don't know, is the high bandwidth digital content protection. And really what that does is it blocks you from recording things like Netflix, Hulu, things like that are encrypted in their app or program. So if you turn this off, later on in the advanced and the expert functionalities of how to record, you are going to be using an Elgato card. So we'll just go ahead and take care of some of these settings right here, right now, that will expand over the easy, advanced, and the expert ways. That way everything is just taken care of and we don't have to worry about it later. So the first thing you want to do is turn on your PlayStation 5. Then you want to go over to Settings. Then you want to go down to System. Then you want to go down to HDMI, and then scroll over to where it says Enable HDCP. Make sure you turn this off. Once it's off, you'll be able to pretty much take care of anything you need to as far as recording goes, and don't have to worry about getting a black screen on OBS and things of that nature, which we'll go over later. Up next, we're going to take care of some of the video settings, being able to set it so when you do record, it's going to be in 4K. This particularly pertains to the easy method. So basically, you're just going to go over to Settings once again. Then you are going to scroll all the way down to Captures and Broadcasts. Then you want to go ahead and scroll over. Go over to Video Clip Format. You want to leave the file type pretty much the same, and actually when you go over to the manual recording resolution and change it to 3840 by 2160, that will be 4K. It automatically sets to WebM, which is just a file extension, okay? So once again, make sure that you change it to the full 4K resolution, the 3840 by 2160. Then you want to include your mic's audio. Make sure you turn that on, because when you're using your microphone, it will be able to record your voice, and that is probably one thing that you want to actually have in your videos. If you don't, then just turn it off. Include party audio. This is kind of however you want it to be. If you want to include everything that's party audio, if you like to get in a party with your friends and hang out with them and you want to hear everybody cutting up and having fun, turn this option on. If you don't, then leave it off. Next, it is going to be another party option here for you. And this is a must-have option if you want to hear everybody talking in the party. So not only yourself, but everyone that is in the party must turn this option on. If you turn this option on, it'll hear you in the party, but if your friends do not turn it on, it will not record them. So they must individually turn it on in order for everybody to be heard in the party. So basically, when you start a party, there's going to be a few options here that you just need to check. And really what it's doing is it's allowing everybody to hear their voices. So once you're in the party chat right here, you just want to go over to the three little dots, go down into voice chat settings, and you want to make sure that you scroll down to where it says share your voice. You want to make sure that that is allowed. Once again, everybody in your party is going to have to allow this. You only have to do it one time per person, and then every single time after that, you will be allowed, and you won't have to change that setting anymore. So just scroll on down and make sure that's allowed. So now that we have all of those settings out of the way on the PS5, the easy way is just that. Very simple, easy to use, but there is some pros and cons from it. You know, one of the pros is obviously it's easy. It's all built into your PlayStation. It's not that big of a deal to record and get some gameplay. One of the cons is you do have to use the editor that is in the media section for the PlayStation 5, and all of your editing is pretty much restricted to the PlayStation 5 itself. Now, there is a way around this. You're able to use a USB to transfer your file from the PlayStation 5 to your computer. Now, in order to use a USB stick on the PlayStation 5, you have to configure the USB stick to be an exFAT and not a FAT32. So I'm going to show you real quick how to do that. So in order to format your USB drive to exFAT instead of FAT32, is you just want to plug in your USB stick to your PC. Once it's plugged in, a screen will pull up with the actual drive all right there for you. Okay? So you want to right-click on your drive and then select Format. Now, in the format options here, you want to look under File System. You'll have NTFS, FAT32, and exFAT. All you want to do is select exFAT and leave every other option alone. If you have Quick Format unchecked, you want to make sure that you check it and then hit Start. Now, keep in mind, this will erase everything on your USB stick. So you may want to pull everything off of it before you format it. Once you're ready, just go ahead and click Start. It'll give you a warning. Formatting will erase all data. When you're ready, just click OK. It'll take just a few seconds, if that, and now your USB drive is formatted in exFAT format and is ready for your PlayStation 5. So now that we're back on the PlayStation 5 here, we can pretty much go ahead and start recording some gameplay. So the easiest way to do it is on the PlayStation controller in the top left. The little tiny button there, you can click once. Alright, so there's a few things you could do here. You can save recent gameplay, which if you click that, it gives you the amount of time of the video that you want to save. So the PlayStation 5 allows you to record up to 60 minutes of full HDR 4K video. So you can always click full video, or you can always go down and choose exactly what you want. There's last 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and 30 minutes. And as you can see here, that there is a counter that allows you to see where you're at in those full 60 minutes. So you could do it that way, and that allows you to kind of catch gameplay captures on the fly, like if a cool moment happens or something of that nature. You could just hit that button on your controller and bring up this menu, and you could select, if that event happened in, a certain time frame. How I like to do it, and just keep in mind that this option here stops after 60 minutes. So I like to click Start New Recording. And what that does is it starts a timer for the full 60 minutes. As you can see, it kind of threw a little thing in the very top there of the recording starting. There's no indication or really anything that lets you know it stopped until the very end. So basically, like I said, it will record for 60 minutes and then it will stop. Then you will have to actually start up another new recording of the gameplay. So we'll just go ahead and hop in here and see what we can do, see what we can find, just so we have a little bit of recording here to show you all for the video. So once you are ready to stop the recording, if it does not automatically stop within the 60 minutes, you just press your button on the PlayStation controller again, and it brings up this menu to stop recording. As you can see up in the very top of the screen, it shows you how many minutes are being recorded, and then you just hit the X button to stop recording. You can see here over on the left, it saves for you, and that's really all there is to it. Now, to go ahead and start editing your videos, or if you want to transfer them to USB, you want to go back to the home screen and scroll over to Media Gallery. And there you have it. There is your actual recording that you have. So if you want to transfer it over to the computer to maybe edit it on something other than your PlayStation, you can just select it and then go ahead and copy to USB. It may take a few minutes, but it'll put it on a USB stick, and then you can put it in your computer and do whatever you want to do with it. That is more of the advanced way if you're going to be editing on the computer. But for simple terms, basically you just go ahead and select the video, and you can watch it on the screen here as soon as it pulls up. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. You can scroll through it, play with it, do whatever you want to do. So down here, once you hit the down button on your D-pad, you can actually select edit. So when you edit here, you can trim it however you'd like. You can set a few sections of where the video starts, where the video ends. We're going to trim out all of this. You can hit X there to set the trim, and then we can end it here. You know, there's very, very limited of how you can edit the video. And you can see where this is kind of a con, because you really can't add any cool graphics or anything cool like that to the video. It's just a very, very simple editor, and there's really nothing to it. There's just, you know, you can pretty much just cut parts out of it, and that's it. So when you're done doing that, you could just hit save. You can either save it as a new video, or you can replace it the original, and it takes just a few seconds to render that video up, and then that's really about it. So very, very basic, nothing crazy going on. Now, once your video is all set up, you can pretty much share the video. So you could share it with your friends, or you could share it directly to YouTube by this option right up here. You have to have your YouTube account connected in order to share that straight to YouTube. And then, you know, you could go on the computer and add your tags and all that crazy stuff. Once again, this is another con that I don't like, because no matter what you're doing, you pretty much have to hop on the computer and finish up what you're doing, especially if you're going to be sharing your videos on YouTube. So that's pretty much the easy way to record all your PlayStation VR2 gameplay and, you know, all of that good stuff. Really, you just plug in your PlayStation VR2, hit the record button on the actual PlayStation 5, and that's really it. Once again, this is the super simple, easy way to do it. Not my preferable way, just because of all the cons with the recording and things of that nature as far as editing goes, but it is a simple way if you do not have a computer. Alright, so we've made it to the advanced way. Now, I just want to be straightforward with you that the advanced way is where things start to get a little more expensive. If you want my personal opinion, I would either stick with the easy way or go straight to the expert way. Because what happens in the advanced way is you're gaining some features, but because of the way the PlayStation 5 records things, you're also going to be losing features. One of those big features you're going to be losing is basically party chat. In the expert way, I will show you how to get around that, but once again, it's buying more things, whereas the expert way is going to be a little bit more expensive than the advanced way. So I'm saving for pretty much the all big bad package that allows you to do everything for the expert way. So let's go ahead and hop into the advanced way. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to get is a capture card. Basically what the advanced way is we're going to be doing everything off of the computer. So the best way to record 4K HDR is with the Elgato 4K 60 Pro. This is what I personally use, and it is absolutely amazing. The drawback to this is you cannot use it if you have a laptop. So you must have a desktop PC in order to use this. Also, the price. The price is $249.99. You may be able to find it at Best Buy or somewhere like that on sale, but it is most definitely one of the more expensive purchases out of this whole entire thing, but it is worth every penny, I can promise you that. There are some other capture cards that are way cheaper that you can use, but the problem is you're going to be downgrading your quality from 4K to 1080p. If you can get on Amazon, this right here is a great capture card that's only $40 right now. I used this thing before I started recording in 4K for quite some time, and it works great. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. It's cheap. It does what it's supposed to. But once again, the output of it is only 1080p. But for the price, you can't beat that at all. So the other cool thing about the cheap one here is you can use it with a laptop. So you really can't go wrong with that whatsoever. Elgato does sell their own version of this, which is basically a standalone unit. So if you have a laptop, you can use that as well. But it is, 2 or 3 times the price. And something cheap like this right here is going to get you the same exact results. The next thing that you're going to want to pick up is this wireless microphone. A lot of people call it a mod mic. It's about 130, 140 bucks. If you go to their website, it's about 150. If you got coupons or gift cards or anything like that, Amazon is pretty much the cheapest place to get this. What this allows you to do is actually record your voice while playing on the PlayStation VR2. Like I said earlier, you're going to be losing some functions with the advanced way. That's why I recommend just going straight to expert, saving a few pennies, and just make that jump immediately. But if you must, this is a way to actually record your voice while you're playing. Party chat will not be available in the advanced way, once again. So, in order to record other people talking, like your friends, you will need to be in game chat. Not party chat, game chat. So it will not record your voice either. So this is a way to record your voice, and you can be in game chat and still hear your friends talking to you while you're able to record your voice. This is the only way around this in the advanced way. Now you're going to want to download OBS Studio. This is the program that you're going to be using in order to record all of your gameplay and sound from the PS5. And great news, this program is absolutely free. Now, this program can be a little complicated, and it does act wonky sometimes, especially after they update it. So what I would highly suggest doing is watching a few YouTube videos on how to learn the program, how to play around with it. I'm not going to go into it in depth because it's a fairly easy program to learn. There's just a few things you might want to educate yourself with before really diving into this. I will show you how to set up the basics and get everything working, but any of the more advanced stuff like adding cool subscribe buttons over your video and all that cool stuff, there's plenty of videos out there on YouTube. So just make sure you download this, absolutely free. Saving some money there, thank God. Okay, now that we have OBS Studio downloaded, the first thing you want to do is go and create a scene. You're going to hit the plus button here, and then you're just going to type in the name of the scene you want. I've made this video tutorial to make it simple and easy, and obviously to show everyone here. Then you want to go over to Sources, and you want to add your capture card. So you're basically going to hit the plus again, and then you're going to go to Video Capture Device. You can name this whatever you want. I'm just going to name this the Elgato Pro, and hit OK. This is going to be the properties window for your actual Elgato or capture card. First thing you want to do is select Device, and then go ahead and select your capture card. This should bring up the screen in this window of your PlayStation 5. So as long as it's showing your PlayStation 5 screen and your PlayStation 5 is on, this is pretty much what you want. Everything is in working order and everything is doing what it's supposed to. The next thing we're going to do is going to go into some settings. Now, as far as the setting goes, you just want to do a few simple things here. You want to change the resolution to custom, and then you are going to type in for the resolution in the box below it, 3840 by 2160. This allows to have the capture card put out in full 4K. Anything less will not be 4K. You want to change the frames per second to match output. The output of the Elgato Pro is 60 frames per second. Right now, that's the highest frames you can get. So that's what you want to have it selected as, is to match the output of the 60 frames. The video format will be NV12. The color space will be 709. The color range will be full. Now you want to scroll down here to where it says audio output mode. You want to select audio capture only. Then you want to make sure the box is checked for use custom audio. Under audio device, you want to select your capture card. You want to select your capture card and nothing else because the capture card is gathering all the audio from the PS5. If you do not have your capture card selected there, you may not have any audio whatsoever. So as long as these settings are pretty much exactly like this, everything should be in working order, and we can move on to the next step. Alright, now we just want to get into a few of the settings in order to make sure everything is recording in 4K. So you want to go to the right side here, right under where it says Controls, and hit Settings. Takes a second to pop up sometimes. So, general, you're pretty much going to leave everything there. The big thing is you want to go to Video. Make sure that you change your base and output to the 3840 by 2160. And then make sure your common frame per second value is at 59.94 or 60. I leave it at 59.94, which is basically 60 frames. It just helps with a little bit of the memory. Things are run a little bit smoother like this on my PC setup. The next thing you want to do is go to Audio. Make sure your sample rate is at 48 Hertz. Then you want to go to Output, and you want to select the Recording tab. Make sure that you do not have the Rescale output selected with this checkbox. If you do, it will downscale, and you want to keep it at 4K as best as possible. Now, the encoder settings. This is all based on your computer. If you're running a 20 series card or a 30 series card, these settings right here should be great for you. Standard bitrate is usually only between, I'd say, 5,000 kilobytes per second and maybe 8,000 kilobytes per second. I like to have really, really good quality on the bitrate. So basically, the higher the bitrate, the higher quality it is. I'm doing 135,000 kilobytes per second. It pretty much makes my my video look flawless. Now, what happens when you upload it to YouTube is if you have a lower bit rate, it starts to downgrade it. So when you upload it, you want to have a really high bit rate, because once it starts downgrading it, you won't lose as much quality. So for the keyframe interval, I put 0, the preset max quality, profile main, GPU 0, and max B frames at 2. You also want to make sure that the visual tuning box is checked as well. Under the audio tab, make sure everything is changed to 320. So basically that gives you high quality audio as long as it's all set to 320. And that is pretty much it. I also forgot to mention that under the recording tab again, you may want to change your encoder to your graphics card encoder. That way it's able to process a little bit faster and run a little bit smoother. Some people run it on the 2.64, the 0.264, and it doesn't run as well because it's using your computer CPU instead of your GPU. So definitely make sure you change that as well. Other than that, you are pretty much set up in OBS to record. So next, we are going to add your wireless microphone. Once again, because of the way the PlayStation 5 is set up, you cannot record your voice or party chat running a capture card. Technically you can, but we are going to go over that in the expert way. So, in order to record your voice with the wireless microphone, you go ahead and go to Sources, click the plus button, go ahead to Audio Input Capture. You can name it whatever you'd like. This will pop up the Properties window. Under Devices, you want to select your wireless microphone and then click OK. Now the audio input device should be right here at the top. I've already had mine selected for recording purposes, which is the mod mic, but right here we named it the audio input capture. And as you can see, it's recording everything. Now, once again, in order to record your friends talking, you will need to be in game lobby chat for this. In the expert way, we will show how to get around all of that, and it won't be a problem. Alright, so we have finally made it to the expert way / professional way to record on your PlayStation VR2. I know it's been a long journey so far, but this is really the method you should be using because there is so many pros to this and really not that many cons other than it's expensive. Depending on what your budget is, I would just opt to go straight for the expert way. That way you're able to use your computer, edit on your computer with everything. All your files are right there on your computer. You can upload the YouTube. Everything is just all there on your computer, nice and easy to use. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. You're going to be buying a few more items, but nothing too major from the advanced way. And I'll show you a few other ways to set up OBS in order to get this all working the way it should. All right, so we are in the home stretch. So the first thing you want to get is going to be the Elgato chat link. And what the chat link does is it allows you to pair a headset, your capture card, and your controller together. And how we're going to use this on the PlayStation VR 2, I'm going to show a diagram of how it needs to be set up so it captures your party chat, your voice, and your gameplay all at once. All right? So you want to buy the Elgato chat link because it's probably the best high quality one you can get. There is, really it's just an aux cord with a male and female connection on it, and you can definitely use alternatives to this, but I will say this is a really high quality one and works absolutely great. So you would definitely probably want to get this one. At the moment, I believe this thing's around $20 or so. So definitely get the legit Elgato one. It's well worth the price. All right, then you want to go to Amazon and you want to get a 3.5 male to female aux cable. I am opting for the 10-foot version because you're basically going to be using this for the VR, and it has to reach from your computer to your VR headset. Now, I know it sucks that you're having to add another cable that's kind of going to be floating around with you, and we're already a little pissed off about having the cable on the PSVR 2, but you can kind of bundle it together, zip tie it, make it all real nice and neat, and run it along the cable that's coming off of the PSVR 2, and it should be pretty decent. But you want to make sure that you're getting one that's long enough for your play space area, and that it is a male to female extension. So this is the diagram of how things should be set up. A little confusing at first, but I'm going to explain it, and then we will go into the settings in OBS in order to use them. So, the first thing you have here is your 4K TV. From the 4K TV, you're going to have one HDMI cord that goes into your Elgato 4K 60 capture card that is inside your desktop. From the Elgato, you are going to have another HDMI cable coming from out of that into your PS5. This establishes the connection between your PS5, your Elgato, and your TV. So your PlayStation is basically outputting everything that it needs to for the Elgato to capture it. From your computer, you are going to plug in the male to female adapter. It's the blue one I showed you on the Amazon website. It was only like $6. You are going to plug the male side into the line in on your computer. It's usually this blue port right here. Not a big deal. Then you are going to plug in the female side of that wire into a male side of the Elgato chat link. I like to use the longer side. That way you're getting a little bit more of an extension for your gaming area and a little bit more movement with the VR. So once again, you're going to plug the male side into the line in on the back of your motherboard or computer. Then you are going to take the female side and connect it to the male side of the long Elgato chat cable. Then what you're going to do is you're going to have your headphones. I will be using the Pulse headphones for the PSVR 2. What you want to do is there is an aux cable that comes with every single headset that is just a male to male connector. Usually it's made so you can connect a wire between your controller and your headset if need be. You're going to take that male to male aux cable, plug one side into the Pulse headset, and then the other side into the short female side of the Elgato chat link. All right, just like so. So female side of the chat link with a male side of the aux, the other male side into your headset. And last but not least, you are going to take the Elgato chat link, the last male side, and plug that directly into your PlayStation VR2 aux port. That aux port is so you connect any type of headphones that you want. So you're just going to connect that last Elgato chat link male side into the female side aux port on the PlayStation VR2. Then you just want to make sure that you have your wireless microphone attached to the PlayStation VR headset in some way, shape, or form, or attached to your t-shirt, whatever is going to be close to you that it's going to be able to pick up audio nice and easy. The Antlion Wireless Mic comes with these powerful sticky magnets that you can actually put on the back of the wireless mic and then onto the side of the PlayStation VR2, and it kind of just snaps there and is held in by the magnets. Now, you might have seen me using it on my Quest 2. It works absolutely perfect. That's how I would suggest attaching the microphone to your headset. And that is pretty much it on how you set everything up physically in order for all this to work. Let's go ahead and hop right into the actual settings on OBS. Okay, so we are on the final steps to get everything working together here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure, obviously, that you filed the diagram and everything is plugged in. So the only thing we need to do is make sure that your wireless mic is doing what it's supposed to. You're capturing the audio, and you easily do that by just clicking on your wireless mic, right-clicking it, going to Properties, and making sure that you are selecting the device of your wireless mic and hitting OK. So that'll put you being able to use your wireless mic. Not a problem at all. Next, you want to make sure that it's recording all the audio possible off of the Elgato to your computer. So, because we put the line into it, we have to add an extra audio file on here, or source, should I say, for it to pick up everything. So you just want to go to Sources, click Add Source, and this time you're just going to do Audio Input Capture. I like to just name this the PS5 chat link. That way I know that is what we're using. And all you want to do under Device is just choose Line In and click OK. This will now allow you to use everything. You're able to record the gameplay in 4K. You are able to record your voice with your wireless mic. You are now able to record game chat and party chat in the PlayStation 5 because we are using this line-in setup. You pretty much can do everything that you need to. All right? Now, if you really want to go the extra step and you want to record yourself, all you have to do is get yourself a webcam, plug it into your computer, go to Add Sources again, and just choose Video Capture Device. Once you choose that video capture device, all you have to do is under Devices, select your webcam. I use the C922 Pro Stream Cam, and that's it. That'll add your actual webcam to you. Just make sure you got it set up in a place you want it to be, so it records you the way it should, and bada bing, bada boom. And that is all, folks. That is completely it on how to set it up on the expert way. All you have to do is turn on your game, get in the position you want to get into, so your webcam can record you, or if you're not using the webcam, don't worry about it. And all you have to do is hit record on OBS. So, as you can see, the difference between the easy, advanced, and expert ways all vary. There's pros and cons to every single one of them. I personally believe the advanced way to do things is just kind of pointless unless you're strapped for cash. You know, I would either stick with the easy way or go straight to expert. You know, with easy, things are cheap and user-friendly, but you have a very basic editing system on the PlayStation 5 itself. You still need to hop on the PC, even if you upload your video to YouTube from the PS5. You got to get on the PC to do SEO, add your tags, you know, do your thumbnails, all that good stuff. And you're also only limited to 60 minutes of record time at a time. And that can really stack up after a while. You know, the advanced way, you get to use a PC to edit videos. You definitely have record times which are much longer because of the storage space on your computer. But you most definitely lose party chat audio, which is a real pain. And you do have to use a wireless mic in order to record yourself if you want to do any type of commentary or anything of that while you're playing. So the expert way is by far the best way to use this to record PlayStation VR2. There's nothing but positives. You get everything out of the easy and advanced way and some. The only thing to it is it's expensive, and it is a real pain to set up at first. But once it's set up, it's pretty much all good to go and uphill from there. All right, folks, that's pretty much it. And those are pretty much the easy, advanced, and expert ways that you can record on your PlayStation VR2. I'm hoping one day that PlayStation changes their system and you don't have to use that chat link to record your audio on certain things, because it's a real pain in the butt. Xbox doesn't have that at all. Xbox, you can just kind of hop on there and it's not a problem at all. So it's specifically to Sony to try to keep you doing everything on the PlayStation itself. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this is some information you can dissect and hopefully use for when you're playing your PlayStation VR2. As always, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will see you on the next video.